Hello and welcome to the Video Game Dads podcast. This is episode 21.
Yeah.
21, we can drink.
Yeah. Let's get drunk.
Episode 21 of the Video Game Dads podcast, where three guys in a basement talk gaming, fatherhood, and everything in between. We are family friendly, so you can listen with the kiddos in the car. Not promising we're not going to do some adult content here and there, but we're not going to cuss out of respect for you. So we are your hosts. I am Ben.
I'm Shane.
And Adam is actually out right now, so it's just us playing duo here. This will be a shorter podcast, just so you guys know. It's not going to be quite as long.
Yeah.
But Adam is out taking care of his adoption papers. It's a long process, and I know it bites for him because he's done it before. But in the other side of it is that you're getting a human. So I guess. For people, it should be a long process.
Yeah,
so
he's
then they
told
kind
me
of
it's a super long
like
process.
For someone like Adam, he knows what's up, and they're a great family. But it's good that it's a long process because of what you're getting.
Yeah,
which is
exactly.
Taking care. So if they're vetting,
They're going
people,
through their fine-tooth comb.
Yeah.
It's sort of a good thing.
Yeah, that is a good thing.
Very tedious for him. That's already been through it, so he's like, oh, not again.
Yeah, but it takes a long time. But we'll leave the light on for him. He'll come back when he is able to. But that is definitely a big time-consuming thing. So we are at episode 21.
Yes.
Yeah, we're bi-weekly independent, so expect our episodes every 2 weeks.
Yep.
Where can you email us, Shane?
You can email us at videogamedadsads
Yahoo.com. And that was always Adam's. And you can tweet at us at VideoGameDads, and Instagram is pretty new. You can Instagram us at VideoGameDads as well. Do we have another one? What did we say?
We got some Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
Facebook.com/VideoGameDads.
Yeah, check us out. Send us messages here and there. And then also we appreciate reviews on anywhere you listen to this podcast, and we will put those on the air. Just FYI, we got some great emails this time, but we're probably not going to get to it this episode. But we will get to it next episode, just due to time constraints. But we appreciate all the emails. Send them in.
Yeah, we've read them.
Yeah, we'll definitely get to them on the next episode. All right, man. So how's your week been?
Very hectic and crazy.
Okay.
Yeah. Wife's not in town. She's still in St. Louis with Lexi. So I'm in sort of survival mode. I mean, this is sort of an everyday thing, but I don't have my backup, my partner with my wife. So it's like kids all the time, don't quit. So it's just like.
So you've got two at home right now?
Yeah. Deacon and Lucy are at home right now. Well, I actually had to take them over to my brother-in-law's house so they could watch them so I could do the podcast tonight. Yeah. So, but they're at home with me during the week. And
Lexi's, how's she doing with her treatment over
Treatments there? She's doing really well. She hasn't gotten too sick.
Great.
She is just a rock star.
And I saw that video you put on our Facebook, so check that out. That's really sweet. That's Lexi getting her SNES Classic
present. She was so excited, and we played, and she didn't play too long, but she was very excited that me and her were both playing, though. But it's so weird.
What'd you guys play?
We end up playing Super Mario World. The best one she's at is a fighting game, Street Fighter.
Really?
So, yeah,
cool.
Just because she could tap the buttons and she can move forward. She has a problem with, she's sort of weak right now, so pressing the directional pad one way or the other, she can do one, but then going back to the other, she's a little weak, so it's sort of tough on her. But that one, she kicked my butt. So
hey, good.
But yeah, she's loving it.
Sweet.
So.
Yeah. Let's see. So that came out. We'll talk about that. The SNES Classic. We were all able to get one.
Yeah.
What I ended up doing was I saw a couple movies this week, which is kind of crazy. I ended up seeing that Kingsman Secret Service, the sequel.
Okay.
Which I really liked the first one. Did you see that one?
I'm not a big fan of those. Like, my people, if they're not superheroes flying around like that, that's not my deal. They have to be like superhuman. Like these guys, like James Bond films, not really into.
Well, here's what's different about it. I think you might like it because it's not what you expect. Like it seems like it's a Disney version of a spy movie or something, but it's actually like super gore. It's actually kind of Quentin Tarantino-ish.
Oh, really?
So do you like Tarantino movies?
Yeah. I
imagine Tarantino mixed with something a little bit more like Hollywood and flashy and like action-y and less like...
Not so gritty, not so rough sort of type of deal.
Yeah,
like
I guess
Tarantino
not as
does.
gritty, but like super gory. The
Yeah.
first one is just really good. If you like the first one, you'll like the second one. The second one was just more of that kind of movie. but it's super bombastic, over the top. The action sequences are huge.
I've seen some of the people that they had in it. It was sort of interesting. Like Channing Tatum was in there.
Channing Tatum, he's the American.
Was Samuel L. Jackson in this one, or was that the first one?
That was the first one.
Okay, I got confused.
So it's basically just they're a secret spy organization that also they had to use the Americans version of it. It was pretty stereotypical American version of it. But like, you know, there's just a lot of funny parts. Like freaking who's the Rocket Man? Elton John. Elton John was in it.
No,
and like just
really?
and like had a lot of scenes in it. Like not just to throw.
That's
like he was
awesome.
in probably like 15 scenes.
Really?
And there's this
Wow.
part where you know, this isn't really a spoiler because it's just a little segment of the movie. It doesn't give anything away, but like one part, this robot dog is supposed to attack him, but he attacks and like attacks and like kills him, and like they throw someone in a meat grind. The movie's really gory.
Wow, I didn't expect that.
He ends up the dog can't attack him because he's Elton John. So then the guy like that attacks him hides behind Elton John, like hits the dog with a thing while he's hiding, and you know, it's just really weird, dumb stuff. But I thought it was really good. And then the other one I saw.
What was the other one you seen?
Was It.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I want to see it, but man, I'm a wuss. I'm such a wussy.
So am I.
Okay.
I can't play the like Soma, and I can't play like Amnesia. I can't play games.
I still haven't played my Resident Evil on VR yet.
Well,
I'm a wuss.
Resident Evil VR, I think, would be 100 times scarier than seeing a scary movie, because that is legit freaky.
Jump scares,
Yeah, like I really want to play it too because it's supposedly really good. But I think I would only play it if we were trading off, like you and me trade off levels.
Yeah,
we're
I
in
have
the
to have
same
you
room.
somebody beside me and
The
sort
lights
of like
on.
talking.
Yeah, I'm holding your shoulder. No, I'm just kidding. But like I'm kind of serious. Like that's some people like fear, because of that adrenaline rush.
Something
but
sort of
fear
different,
just like it's uncomfortable. Like why do I want to be uncomfortable in my own home on my couch?
Yeah.
That just sounds stupid to me. But anyway, let's get to it. I'm not a fan. I haven't seen a horror movie in the theater since 1998 on a date. When I saw Halloween H2O.
Oh, really?
And even that wasn't. That movie wasn't that good.
I seen The Ring. I think The Ring was the last scary movie I seen. That was intense for me. Like,
I think
was too much.
I think The Ring was really freaky too. But this movie was just really. I think it was really good. So it's kind of. Did you see Stranger Things?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So we're not a movie review podcast. Sorry, but you know we just saw that. This is the. You know, like we always say, fatherhood, gaming, and everything in between. It was just really good. It was a lot like Stranger Things. So it is very character driven. It's about the kids.
I like that.
And again, I'm not going to get into any spoilers, but this movie's like breaking a bunch of records, and it's got a lot of word of mouth.
Yeah.
And people who aren't a fan of scary horror movies, I think, should see it, because this isn't like a Paranormal Activity.
Yeah.
This isn't like Saw. There is some pretty like whoa stuff. Like there's it's rated, it's freaky, and you know but it jumps this fine line of like violence against kids, right?
Yeah.
Because these kids, like the miniseries, there's this clown like terrorizing them. And then there's like violence and kids on kid violence. Like there's some parts where there's bully
I've
aspects.
seen that, and it sort of covers the bully aspects,
But
and
like,
the sort of everyday life kind of stuff that they have to deal with.
But
also,
your eyes would get wide about how like they go into like
detail,
like real hardcore stuff.
Yeah.
And it doesn't get super like, you know, there's this African American kid who comes in, they say get out, but they don't go too far, but they go far enough to make you uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And like the stuff with like a girl and her dad in the scene, like how all the adults in the movie are really creepy, and they did that on purpose. But yeah, the movie is like probably, it's one of the best movies I've seen. I saw Spider-Man Homecoming. This is better than that, and that movie's really good. Of course, they're different type of movies, but this is the best movie I've seen in the theaters in a long time.
Does it copy off the original though a lot, or is it sort of stray from it just a little bit?
The original I don't have as much like.
I don't have that much background with it. I mean, I watched it a few times, but
same here. I watched it, and I think like the best part of that movie is the actual character.
Yeah.
Who did that again? What's his name?
Oh man, I forgot his name.
Oh my gosh,
he's been in a ton of other movies. Though.
Yeah. So everybody's screaming in their thing, and I've said it 100 times.
You guys are idiots.
We know what it is. We know so much. We're not going to say. But anyway, he is a great character actor, and he really brought that character to life. That is a totally different, because that one also had the adults in it, and this one just kind of doesn't.
Well,
It's
that one
mainly
sort of did
about
like
the kids.
flashback to like sort of between. I haven't seen it yet, but that's sort of what I've seen on a lot of trailers. Like this one sort of stays with the kids because they're
and they're anticipating a sequel. But the kid actors are great, and that You Live and Die by like great kid actors. Like the kid actor from Looper was really good. It's on par with all that. But if you like Stranger Things, I actually think this is better than Stranger Things.
Really? Okay.
And Stranger Things is awesome.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, it's hard to say better. It's all subjective. But basically, this movie is just really good.
Nice.
Without getting into it, I was pleasantly surprised. And yes, there's some freaky, scary parts.
I'm probably gonna check it out. I think I'll go out of my way to check it out.
I would see it, and I would see it in the theater. We went on a Wednesday. I know Tuesday's like $5 day around here.
Yeah.
But I would see it in the theater because I basically went because my brother-in-law likes that stuff, and he was a total like, he didn't want to see it.
Did you end up going with him or?
No, I didn't. No. But he's like, he loves horror movie stuff, and he's a hard guy to please.
Yeah, I've seen his and his horror guy.
Yeah, and he's very particular about stuff. But even he was like, it's amazing and stuff. So, but just like any movie, I'm talking
hardcore
it up too.
Fans. Yeah,
I'm talking it up too much, so then people are like not gonna like it. But anyway, you probably already saw it. I digress. I did that. I almost went to the Chiefs game. They played Monday night.
Yeah.
So I didn't go. Did I tell you why I didn't go?
Yeah, you told me.
I forget. My buddy was I couldn't get off work, and he had a free ticket for me or whatever. So I was like, yeah, I'll go. But he was going to go early, and I couldn't go till about an hour or two after he went because tailgating is big here. Yeah. With the Kansas City Chiefs, like barbecue, take things seriously. You're out there like 4 or 5 hours before the game, and
sometimes
it's
even
great.
More than that too.
And it's great and it's fun. I just couldn't because I couldn't get out of work fast enough. So I was going to meet him, and he said parking is $16 or whatever, and I was like, okay, 16, whatever. But he's like, no, not 16. He said 60. I said $60 to park.
Yeah.
And that situation, you're like a mile and a half away from it. I'm like, they don't give you a tram. They don't give you a sandwich.
Nope.
$60?
$60
to park.
Yeah.
So I was like, nah. And it's fun to hang out with my buddy, but like, you get a better experience
at home. Yeah. That's what I always tell everybody. I have friends that, get season tickets, and it's like, you buy your season tickets. I could cater, I could buy a new TV, and I'll be ahead of you. And I'll get way better experience, better coverage, and don't have to worry about drunken idiots.
Well, what a lot of people do. Some people just tailgate and never go in.
Yeah, which is probably a better experience.
And it sounds so weird. Like if you didn't know and you didn't know the culture of the tailgating, you would think it's kind of dumb. But once you experience it, it's a ton of fun.
No, it is.
Like everybody,
it is a ton of fun.
You can't walk 20 feet without someone offering you some barbecue. You don't even know. And a beer. Like let's say you're waiting for your crew, you can't find them. You will make your own crew by running into people. It's really cool.
Yeah.
It's like a weird.
But then it hits a certain point. It sort of gets like, whoa. Like some people get a little bit too drunk, and it's like, whoa, you need to get out of there because then you're feeling a little tipsy. Get out of there.
You got to find your right parking areas because then the right people start parking in the same like lots and stuff, and you don't even listen to the guys waving you. It's so funny. They'll be like waving you here.
Yeah,
and my buddy's like, no. You park where you want to park. Those guys don't like chase you or anything. So it's really funny because everybody follows a calendar. You're like, no, Mr. Man with your waving flashlight. I am not an airplane. I'm gonna park where I want to park.
Yeah,
that's what we end up doing.
Flashlight doesn't work during the day, buddy.
Yeah. So, but anyway, that was a lot of fun. So anyway, why don't we get on to our video game book club? What do you say?
It sounds good.
All right, let's do it.
Get your skis shined up, grab a stick of juicy fruit. The taste is gonna move ya. Take a sniff, pull it out. The taste is gonna move ya when you pop it in your mouth. Juicy fruit is gonna move ya. It juices soft, it gets right to ya. Juicy fruit, the taste is gonna move ya.
All right, so our video game book club was brought to you by Juicy Fruit.
Juicy Fruit.
We're keeping with the gum. I can't believe you said like right. It's like if I remember correctly, it's like what's the
take it out and
take a sniff and pull it out.
Yeah,
like, what a weird line.
That is very weird.
Yeah,
I don't think that's gonna fly this day and age.
Take a sniff, pull it out, and I don't know. I love Juicy Fruit. We would probably jump away from gum, but hey, we appreciate the sponsor, Juicy Fruit.
Yeah, thank you
totally
so
love
much.
It. Anyway, so our video game book club segment is where each episode we pick a game that has been overlooked, misunderstood, most likely not in the top 15% of whatever system library we are currently on. And then we will discuss it on the next episode. We also have listener picks, and we keep getting emails like, oh, we don't know what. So don't forget, listeners, you can pick from anything. You guys are free range. free range.
And if you pick one that's already been picked, we'll let you know, and then pick another one.
Yeah, some people pick like 2 or 3 because they're not sure. So just do that.
Yeah.
Any system under the sun. It can even be up to current gen or handheld. But if you get into like Amiga and stuff, that's going to be hard on us.
Yeah.
But we'll do our best.
Yeah,
Amiga CD. We're going to delete your email. I'm just kidding. But anyway, just write a little spiel about why you're submitting it, and it will go into our random pool, and then we will pick it and to go alongside our video game dad pick. So something though, last episode, our video game dad pick by Adam, we were on the PS1, and he picked Legacy of Kain. But since he's not here, we're not going to do that one. We're only going to do our listener pick. And then we'll just get to that one whenever's clever. So we'll leave that on. And plus, it's kind of a longer game, so maybe that's for the best.
Yeah.
But our listener's suggestion was Little Nemo Dream Master.
Yes, Little Nemo
for
Dream Master.
the Nintendo, the original NES. Was this something you ever played?
When I was a kid, I always seen it all the time at the rental store, but I never played it as a kid. I always wanted to, but I never picked it up because I'd always go with something else.
Yeah, so same here. I was on the exact same boat. I saw it. I just never played it. And just like many of our picks,
And I can remember the box art like yesterday. I mean, it's a kid on a bed with a crocodile and Capcom right across the top.
Yep.
Like clear as day, but never played it.
Yeah, I never played it either. And I'm glad I did. So this game was made by Capcom.
Yep.
And is a movie adaptation, which I wasn't super familiar with. So evidently they made, but this was kind of like one of those, sometimes like Japanese makes animated films that don't do that well. And obviously now they've got the Studio Ghibli or whatever. And those movies are evidently really amazing. But this was a adaptation of the movie, and evidently this is way better than the movie. The movie isn't that good, and it flopped, didn't do that well.
Really?
And evidently the people that made it have like disowned it. It's one of those like
really?
same thing like Bob Hoskins with the Super Mario Brothers, where he's like, that was the worst experience I ever did, and I was drunk during the whole filming because that movie was such a SHIT show.
Yeah.
That is what evidently Dream Master's like.
Yeah.
And people who like, and animate, you feel like animated people don't talk on stuff, so it had to have been pretty bad. I didn't see it. I didn't go that. Yeah, I didn't go out of my way to even see it this time. I just played the game. It came out in 1990. It is a platform game, and like I said, it's based on that animated film Little Nemo Adventures in Slumberland by some Tokyo movie Shinusa. Okay, but based on a comic strip, Little Nemo in Slumberland. So it's based on old comics. But anyway, okay, so the game itself, let's talk about this.
Yeah.
It revolves around a young boy, and you are dealing with some surreal dreams. This girl comes to you at the very beginning and basically says, hey, to save me, you have to complete these certain tasks. And you end up going through these little kind of dream levels. There's 7 different levels. What's neat about this is there's so many side-scrolling platformers on the Nintendo. Like Super Mario Bros. Name some. I mean,
there's so many. I mean, that's the meat and bones of the NES.
Yeah, I mean, there's tons of them.
Yep.
But this one does some different kind of stuff. So
being able to turn into the characters, I mean, is one major point, is the being able to turn into different ones. There's a bee, there's all sorts of dragon, donkey, there's
so you end up doing
things.
You turn into animals. But so for a platformer, for the enemies, you're actually pretty weak in your like defenseless form as the kid. You don't jump very high, and the only way you can kind of progress through the level is to throw candy at animals, like a frog, a gorilla, a mole. And after you throw them some candy, you can then kind of take them over and jump in their suit.
I just called
Kid Chameleon.
I just called the animal donkey. It wasn't a donkey. It was a gorilla. I thinking Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Louise, I'm losing my mind.
No, I mean, that's normal. I think that's like at the point where it's like common knowledge. You think of the first,
that's my first thought with gorillas, and I was like, Donkey Kong.
Yep. Wow. This game, the way you progress through the level is you don't go from one end to another. You have to find keys. Right? And how many of them are there? Do you remember? I think like 6 or 7.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
So you have to find these keys, but in order to get them, you have to take over the form of these animals that'll let you get to these certain areas to get the keys. Yeah. So that's a kind of cool.
Yeah, cool aspect.
Yeah, cool. The animation's really good too. So
graphics are good.
Graphics, typical good Capcom game, really colorful. It's really funny. Like, I wish I owned this because I really think I would have gotten into this as a kid.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
I wish I would have played this as a kid because this probably would have been a staple. One of my first ones I got, or I would have gone out of my way to get it.
Yeah.
And especially at the price point it is, too. It's only an $8 game loose.
Now
yeah,
it's
even,
an
$8 game.
Yeah, and even back then. So, like, if you're a collector, it's a lot of people know about this now. Again, it's so hard. Hidden gems. We say it over and over again.
Yeah.
These games are well known, but this is a game that is a very kind of common knowledge, high print game. But I don't remember a lot of people playing it. Seeing on top 10 lists and things like that. But the controls are tight.
Yeah.
The graphics are really good. The music is good. It's not super memorable, but it's good. The length of the game is decent because like it takes a while to get through if you know exactly where all the keys are, I'm sure you could speed run it like any other game known to man. But the controls really good. Wait, difficulty, I thought it was pretty hard.
Yeah.
Didn't you think so?
I would say it's pretty hard. Not the hardest game in the world, but I mean, it's sort of tough. I mean,
I think it's just because like the enemies respawn. That's the big thing. I think like you leave the screen, you come back, you move the screen again, and you're backtracking. And the enemies kind of come back. Yeah. Also, a lot of the jumps in the platformers because the guy doesn't jump as high, it makes it difficult.
Yeah, his jumping's a little weird. That's one of the big things with the game.
Yeah.
His jumping, he's sort of a weakling until you get the animal, and then it's a lot funner.
And then you're good. And of course, like Mario does that stuff, like being in the bee suit.
Yeah.
This guy, the first thing I thought of was like Mario in the bee suit in the recent games.
Yeah.
So it just, from like, side-scrolling platformer, but you have to kind of oh my gosh, like Super Mario Odyssey, right? You possess things in order to get past the level. Like, that's funny.
Capcom's going to be knocking on your door. Want some money, Nintendo?
Yeah. But anyway, so that is the gist of the game. You have to get the keys. You have to progress to move on. This has just been in a very high platformy system. Yeah. Like, imagine if this game came out for like, I don't know, TurboGrafx, Game Boy only, Genesis. It's funny, like I got this game really confused with like Kid Chameleon because I knew there was some similarities to it. And Kid Chameleon would be a great game if it played and controlled better. But this game controls really great. Worth $8. It's no brainer.
Yeah, no brainer. $8,
and it is difficult. I just think this checks so many boxes. I'm really surprised I don't see this more often as people talking about this game.
Yeah.
There's a lot of playthroughs I'm sure you can find here and there. I didn't beat the game. I didn't get all the way through it because after a while, if you don't find that right key, it gets a little old. I thought it was really good. I was really pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, I was really surprised. And I'm really surprised on the price point, too. Like, I think that's my biggest takeaway. Any collector, any person just starting out, pick up this game. $8.
I knew it was good. And I think what makes it what makes it that extra recommendation is the level design of having to climb through all the levels and grab the keys.
I like characters. Yeah, just being able to switch into them.
Yeah, exactly.
That's awesome to me.
Yeah.
I'm very character driven on my games.
There's a ton. And you give them candy.
Yeah, candy. Here you go.
That you get from a clown. It ties into it a lot too. I don't know, they have candy in it. Yeah. Oh man, I'm just thinking about that movie again. It's really good. Really good movie. But I highly recommend it. Let us know what you think. You can let us know later if you played it. We have sometimes people listen to old episodes and get caught up.
Yeah.
And let us know what you thought of it too. But if you see this, grab it, especially for how cheap it is.
Yeah.
Really fun game. Surprising. But we'll see how it's frustrating. It's NES hard. It's kind of hard.
NES, yeah.
Yeah, it is kind of hard. But if you've been playing real twitchy games, you're probably going to be better at it than I was initially. But I got better as I went, the faster I went. So, now let's get to the back of the box of Mr. Little Nemo Dream Master. I kind of want to see what... the back of the box is where we just kind of see if this represented the game well. All right. Premier worldwide arcade game designer, Capcom.
Prestige worldwide.
Yeah. Journey into the land of wonder. Little Nemo receives a royal invitation visit the castle Slumberland. He is dreaming. Yeah, of course, right. I think I said that right. All these are just kind of kid dreams.
Yeah.
What is again? Where when you figure out how deep this game is, this game could have been super super basic.
Yeah.
But really, after this and playing Plock, some really good platformers. Man, platformers are the
good choices.
Bomb diggity. It seems the princess is looking for a new playmate. Yeah, that's the other thing. They say playmate. And I think that's maybe... Well, no, I mean, playmate was the thing back then.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, R.I.P. Hugh Hefner.
Yeah,
right? That's
R.I.P., buddy.
Sad. I mean, you know, it's a weird thing to say.
I think he had a good run.
He did. No, I meant sad he died.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. No, of course. I'm thinking like, yeah, I would have been him even at 80. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I just, it's funny I say sad. It's like, I didn't know the guy. He seemed like a decent guy.
Yeah, he seemed all right.
to fight for the little guy, and he seemed to also like give his views on certain things, which was nice because, you know, some people take, like, he always seemed to kind of back the little guy, and if there was something oppressed, he would kind of chime in, which is kind of cool. But yeah, he always had girls in the, and if you listen to Howard Stern, you can find out all that was pretty smoke and mirrors. Like, he generally only like,
especially
had
like the tail end.
With, of course.
Tail end, he was very.
I wonder how old was he when he passed? He's in his 80s for sure.
Got to be in 80s,
mid to late.
Maybe
the 90s. Sure. But yeah, he's obviously a very cool dude. But it's weird to say sad when I didn't know the guy. It's just sad when someone passes, I guess. But kind of expected. He seemed to live a really good life. And what are they gonna do with the mansion and stuff? Right?
I've heard not good things.
Oh no! Yeah, they get turned into a museum or something.
Maybe plow that thing down. That land's worth so much.
Oh,
and that magazine's just hemorrhaging money.
Is it? Yeah, I'm trying to think.
They tried to go like non-nude for a little bit, I guess.
Oh,
That's
really?
what I heard. Yeah, they tried to go non-nude, and that worked out not
well.
at all.
Yeah, why would it?
Why would that?
That's the thing.
That's a horrible idea. But his son's in charge of it. But you know, just like anything, paperback, anything. I mean, it's all going to wayside. It's all digital. Really? So it's like, I don't think they're on point with all their articles and everything.
That makes sense,
like that,
right?
So.
The internet is the internet.
Yeah,
Why would you, whatever. But I remember, like, I'd probably, you know, in my lifetime, somehow through probably trading Coke and whatever when I was a little kid, I could say that, like, I probably had a couple, right? Like 2 or 3 here in the day. And, like, I remember, like, the articles being funny and the cartoons being really funny and whatever else.
Well written.
I think it was like the Pam Anderson one. Here's the funny thing. I did read this because it was on a radio station about that. The two, like, well, you want to know what's the best-selling Playboy, and then what is the one that he wishes he got, or the one that got away that he wished would have done the magazine.
Yeah.
The best-selling one was LaToya Jackson.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's weird.
But I do remember that cover, and I guess everybody, I don't know why. But anyway, the LaToya Jackson was the best-selling. And then the one that he wished that got away was Britney Spears.
Oh, yeah. I bet that haunts him. Yeah, if he could have landed that would have been...
Back in the day. And, of course, that would have sold big. But then you're thinking about it now. And then for her life and her lifestyle, I wonder... It's so funny because she does not, out of all the women that have agreed to do that, she strikes me as super surprising she never did that. And and she never did. I mean, she doesn't do
like Cindy Crawford did it. I mean
a lot of I'm not normal people. You know what I mean? That's a weird thing to say. But it is a tasteless. It is a tasteful magazine if you're into that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Whatever. You know, I think it is surprising. And it's but you know, then it's also not, because she is a little different.
Yeah.
Have you heard?
Yeah.
I know a buddy of mine's actually like does roadie type stuff, and he did something when she came to do what is that? Like, she does some celebrity, like, watching contestants, like American Idol type show.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was actually
America's
American
Got
Idol
Talent type thing.
America's Got Talent.
Yeah.
I think she did something like that.
Yeah.
And he said, like, when he's working the crew, they came and did it in our arena here in this city.
Yeah.
And he said, like, it's super weird. Like, you have to sign a contract anytime you're working with, like, you can't, like, look her in the eye or something.
What?
Like, you know, you have to do crew, and they're doing takes and this and that, and she would, like, show up late. And there are things like, they were all told, like, okay, you can't ever look her in the eye, or else she, like, freaks out. She doesn't like eye contact from really strangers and all this stuff.
Wow.
Like, but it makes sense. Remember when she shaved her head
and
like,
I mean,
chased people with an umbrella?
But you can only imagine, like, some of the crazies that she gets, though, too. I mean, like, some creepy guys and just people out there that she has to deal with. It's probably
fame at a young age.
Yeah, fame at a young
and young age and stuff and all this. But she also did, like, I remember carry her kid while she was driving in the front seat on her lap. You remember that?
Yeah, that was
Even me when that came out, I was younger, and I was just kind of like, that's not a good idea, lady.
Yeah.
Like, you're taking pics by paparazzi, and people don't get that. Like, when you get in a car accident, your kid that weighs 8 pounds that you're holding turns into, like, 500 pounds due to the force velocity and stuff. Like, what the heck? We do this every time.
I know. We strayed there. We strayed. Back on track. Back on track.
And that was actually from what? So did we even get through the back of the box?
No, we didn't. No.
Good gosh. Anything can happen in this surreal magic. Little Nemo and his adventures learns to get a ride from local creatures so he can pass through the roughest parts of Slumberland. Spectacular graphics bring the dream world to life. Launch a candy attack against a scarier creature of Slumberland. Against scary creatures of Slumberland. Rescue the king of good dreams and thwart the master of nightmares. Very good game. I like this.
Very good game. Recommend it. Stamp of approval.
Yeah, good suggestion. Sorry, this probably isn't super unknown to some people, but this is just good confirmation for you guys if you heard it like us to go ahead and play it.
Yeah.
Definitely play this game. All right, so moving on to our listener pick and dad pick. Like I said, we'll get back to Adams when he comes back. We are on the PS1, and you or I was going to... Okay, you go next time, though, Shane. You're up. For the PlayStation 1, I'm really excited about this. I am going to pick Steel Harbinger.
Oh, boy.
By Mindscape Entertainment.
Oh, boy.
You've never heard of this?
I never heard of this. I've seen the cover, but I never
heard of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I showed you right before we started about this game. I have to thank Game Informer does a YouTube channel they've done for a while called Replay, and they randomly played this once, and I was just like blown away. So this is... and this is when you're getting away from a lot of the FMV.
Yeah. Dude, but they still wanted to mix it in type of deal. But everybody still mixed it in just a little bit. Yeah. They want to dabber in it.
So this is a 3D platformer. And this is early 3D world because, I mean, this thing came out, let me see, 1996.
Yeah, I was going to say 96 or something.
And like this game has so much FMV, and it's like real cheesy bad FMV. It's a sci-fi game. I'll read the back of the box here in a second. But I saw this on a replay, and we got to thank like Andrew Reiner and the Game Informer guys to showing me this. And this is a game I totally want to pick for the book club because I bet you not many people have heard of it.
No.
It is inexpensive.
Yeah.
This retail, I ended up having a coupon, but it was like $5.99.
Yeah.
So that lets you know you could probably find it all day on eBay right now for like $5 shipped.
Yeah.
And so something else we kind of do, we read the back of the box after we talk about the game.
Yeah.
And thanks, our listener suggestion, sorry, I'll shout out who it was, but someone suggested, why don't you guys read the back of the box before you play it? And I'm like, that's perfect, because that's what we would do when you rent it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, what a great suggestion. Yep. So we'll definitely do that. And that also gives us an idea of what we're going to play. And like, again, you read the back of the box before you play it. So we're going to switch that up. So our video game book club dad pick is Steel Harbinger for the PlayStation. On the cover is this weird sci-fi lady in a bathing suit.
Oh man!
And there's fire behind her. This looks like terrible, like Photoshop. Right up my alley. All right, and here is the back of the box. Daddy's little girl is out to save the world.
I can't even make it through this.
Okay. In a future plagued by fear, bizarre meteorites rain down from the sky. Bursting upon impact. They've already got a little innuendo here, right? Mm-hmm. Bursting upon impact, they expel metallic tendrils. Tendrils, what a great word. Tendrils are like arms that are tentacles.
Okay.
Basically. But instead of saying that, you say tendrils that invade every life form. The fate of the world rests on the shoulders of one young woman. A woman who, with help of her father, I just like saying commas because when it's like becomes a harbinger of destruction. Armed with an extensive arsenal, you battle multitudes of enemies determined to convert Earth into the planet of doom. Daddy's little girl doesn't cook, but she'll fry. Oh, that's so good. I'm going to read this again because there's more to it. Daddy's little girl doesn't cook, but she'll fry, bake, or roast any enemy in sight.
Oh my.
Why did they start out with that?
Whoa.
Steel Harbinger includes fast and furious real-time game design with multiple levels, options, and solutions. Vivid, action-packed movie sequences. Yes, movie sequences, right? They can't say FMV. Yeah. Bring to life the story of Steel Harbinger. Lots of cool 3D gaming environments to liberate, including Antarctica, Kansas, and the moon. Let's talk about that. Of all the places, Antarctica, Kansas, and the moon. That's another reason I picked this. Evidently, there's some parts in Kansas City. And what's funny is this game, like many people, assume that Kansas City is in Kansas. Yeah. So they show like Kansas City News, and they're like, it's like, okay.
Yeah. They probably have like a wheat field behind there. There's a tornado probably.
Well, and
the most cliche things.
In their defense, what they had Prodigy, they couldn't quickly look on their smartphone and check and do a check. And probably they thought, who cares at the end of the day? Who cares about that? Tons of menacing aliens and converted humans to exterminate. Dozens of powerful future weapons and vehicles to use, abuse, including tanks, big rigs, hovercrafts, and more. One player, and the memory card block is just one block. And this is rated mature.
Oh,
17 plus. Mature 17 plus, that's pretty usual, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's adults only. That's whatever.
Yeah,
so this is
adults
rated
only,
mature.
never pops
I can
up.
tell you right now this would be rated teen at best now.
Yeah.
Animated blood and violence.
It would be teen actually now.
Yeah. Do they even have mature is still a thing?
Yeah, mature is
of
still a
course.
thing for sure.
But ESCB has changed. They used to be
They do it a
adults
different
only,
kind of
kids,
way. They break it
everyone.
down more. Yeah.
Yeah, they do. But anyway, the opening FMV of this thing. Do yourself a favor.
Yeah. We watched just a little bit of it, and it was like, oh boy.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
boy.
so excited to play this one. So that back of the box is getting me excited. Let's move on to the listener pick. So remember, send in your suggestions. This can't be in the top 15%. Any system you want. We've got a lot in this pool. Let's go. Shane, you got the app going?
Yep. Let me get the app going. All right.
What we got?
Gonna hit it. It's Battle Cars.
Nice. Oh, for what system?
What is that? Super Nintendo?
Yeah,
All right.
Super Battle Cards to Super Nintendo. That's been in there a while, and that was by
to TJ.
yeah, Married Guy Gamer.
Yep.
Yeah, Married Guy Gamer. TJ, thanks a lot for that suggestion. I'm super excited. I got that.
I'm gonna have to borrow that because
Yeah.
yep.
Great. You are free to borrow it because
Okay.
that way
I do not have that one.
I can legally do that because I own one, so I'll let you borrow it while I
right.
play the ROM. But I'm excited about this one. It's got Mode 7 graphics.
Really?
Yeah, let me pull up the back of this box, and we'll talk about Battle Cars for the SNES. Okay. Oh, this is funny. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 pictures. You know how a lot of times they
yeah.
have 2?
Yeah.
This has 8 and hardly any text.
All right.
So either that probably not much story to this.
Yeah.
So back of the box is going to take 10 seconds to read. Here we go. Insane Speed Car Combat. All
Okay.
right. It's called
All right.
Battle Cars. So
All right.
far, I think it's on pace to being what it says to be.
Yeah.
Under each picture, one says "Show No Mercy." Another one says "Feeling Lucky" punk with a Clint Eastwood wannabe guy.
Yeah.
Explosive combat, head-to-head action. You looking at me? This is the weirdest part. So
Wow.
there's a woman that looks like Raiden from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
And then under it says "You looking at me."
All right.
Yeah, isn't that from Taxi or whatever?
You looking at me, punk?
Yeah. And then cool rides. Okay, and this is all it says. Special moves, side swipes, bootleg turns, and more. Speed like you won't believe. All right. I thought it said a throbbing megs. That A is an 8. I know,
Okay.
right? 8 throbbing megs of high-speed thrills. 8 megs. 32 tire-busting tracks. Whoa. Actually, that's funny.
Pretty robust there.
Yeah. 32 tracks. That's crazy for almost any racing game, let alone
I
an
wonder
old
if they
one.
recycle them at all or anything. But 32, man. Whoa.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
right. But what if they have what
Yeah,
if they
they
include
reverse it or they-
mirror mode?
Yeah,
Yeah.
mirror mode and all this jazz.
Yeah, interesting.
Sounds extreme.
Yeah, I'm excited about it, especially because I just played F-Zero again on the SNES Classic. So excited to play this one. It's made by Namco. Namco knows racing games.
Yeah.
Shoot,
It's got a
position, all
chance.
that.
Yeah, it's got a chance.
They know what they're doing.
Ridge
So-
Racer, Namco. Yeah, is that Namco? Ridge Racer?
Ridge
Maybe I'm
Racer.
wrong.
Yes, no, you're right.
Okay.
Ridge Racer is Namco. So awesome. That sounds exciting.
Yeah, this might be pretty good.
Yeah, so that is going to be our listener picks. We have Battle Cars by TJ for our listener pick and Steel Harbinger by our Video Game Dad pick for our Video Game Book Club. All right, thanks. Okay, so moving on to our next little segment. We got to talk about it, even though everybody's talked about this thing. But let's just say it
gotta
came
talk
out.
about
It
this.
came out. This
Yeah.
thing came out. The SNES Classic.
Yes, I'm super excited about it. You were able to get. Yep, you got one.
Yeah, we each got one.
Yeah, we each got one.
which
Adam got one. He was gonna get me one. Then I ended up
Yep.
going into the store myself because I really wanted to get one
Day of. Or
day
whatever.
of. Yeah, so
Oh,
then
so he's
Lexi
got
could
an
play.
extra. Awesome.
Yeah, so yeah, Adam ended up getting another extra one, so then he could give to his brother. So
Perfect.
yeah,
And that's it. SNES Classic came out. Totally different story than the NES Classic where
Yeah.
we didn't get one. But honestly, though, we didn't try at first because we didn't
No.
think there was going to be a shortage.
yeah.
But I'm ending up doing a trade to get the NES Classic. So
nice.
got that. Yeah. And that's with another guy we talked about on the Why Are You Listening to This podcast. trading him an SNES for an NES one, because
Nice.
we've had that in the works for such a long time, and now the NES even is supposed to come out in summer. But
Yeah.
that's pretty fun. So shout out and thanks to him, Joshua, from that podcast, and that's kind of like a Howard Stern gaming podcast. It's kind of fun. I really like it. I listen to it every week. So shout out to them. Give them a listen.
Where'd you get yours at?
I got them on Best Buy.
Best Buy. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah, you got yours from Best Buy. Ordered and just showed up perfectly fine.
Yep. Yeah.
Nice.
No issue. And that was the first. Best Buy was the first thing that released the pre-orders.
Yeah.
And I happened to be on the internet at my computer when it came out. It came out at midnight, and for whatever reason, I was up late that night. And it was just kind of perfect. So that's actually the only reason I just randomly was up that night. Just luck of the draw.
See, I just went into the store because I knew, obviously you knew it was coming out. So
Yeah.
I just went to the store and I drove by my first Target. I loaded up the kids early in the morning. They were already up. They woke up at 6 o'clock that morning. I was like, oh boy. So we drove to Target right down the road.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so drove down there and I seen about 20, 30 people in line. I was like, oh boy, I'm not waiting in line with no kids.
Yeah,
So
no,
I have
no.
a secret weapon.
All right.
So go up the road about 2-3 miles, there's another Target.
Oh.
This one's sort of in the higher echelon, yuppity,
Nice. Yeah.
nice area.
Fancy rich person Target.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I pull up in there and it's like 8:10, and I'm like, I'm probably not going to get one.
Yeah.
Because no, I walked right in there, got it. They had 3 or 4 left.
Neat.
Yeah, so it was easy peasy for me.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
Great. And they do say, so now, as of recording this podcast, they're all sold out, and there's
Yeah.
people who didn't get some, yada, yada. But they do say that there's going to be a bunch of them.
Yeah.
And we had some insider report from like Japan. And of course, Japan's hard to say because I think they made more. There's less people going crazy about them. I don't know what the case is. Or probably they do have
They
more
probably
because,
just
right,
made
they don't have
more.
to ship them across
Yeah.
the whatever,
Yeah.
across the ocean. Mini Famicom, Super Famicom, right now you can only, I really wanted that one because
Yeah.
the box and the new shape or whatever, but that one is $80, should be, but the only place you can buy it right now is selling it for $180,
Oh.
which is like, no thank you.
Yeah.
But what I was getting at was evidently there's a huge amount of them
Yeah.
over there. Like a guy walked in, didn't have any problems getting them. He was an American and posted on YouTube, and he said there was like literally 100 of them behind the counter, and he got them like 2-3 days after it
Yeah,
came
and that's
out.
just one store. The stores,
Yeah.
there's a store after store that has them too over there.
So,
So
I'm
that's crazy.
thinking play the waiting game for this thing,
Yeah,
and we'll let you know
absolutely.
if on the podcast if it pops up. And I'm guessing like 3-4 months from now,
Yeah.
there's going to be more online retailers, and you can get it at
Yeah.
MSRP. So don't pay that $180 for that thing because
Yeah.
it sounds like that country of Japan has a ton of them.
Yeah. And also another thing don't do is buy from a scalper.
Yeah,
Let's just address that. I'm just gonna call people
Yeah.
out. There's people buying 2 or 3. I don't mind, if you buy 2,
Yeah.
3, if you're giving them to somebody, or you're trading, or you're doing
Yeah.
something productive with them, or nice,
Yeah.
know. But when you're buying 2 or 3 and you're trying to be scummy and sell them for $300,
Yeah, you're
So-
not helping the cause.
you're not helping. No.
And here's the
You're
thing:
not-
there's going to be scalpers, but I think what's specific about the issue with it is these are collectors doing this.
Yeah,
right?
and it's collectors, yeah. And that's the crazy thing. Everybody talks about, community and everything like that with the collecting and everything.
Yeah.
You see these collectors
Yeah.
buying 2 or 3 and then trying to sell them for $200.
Yeah.
I get if you want to sell it for $100, you're just there and you're trying to knock down a little bit and you're helping. You're sort of helping somebody out $100. They didn't have to wait in line. They didn't have to
Wait
get
in line
it.
or gas
Yeah,
or
it's
your
just
time.
Yeah.
I think like $10-15 over
Yeah.
it would be but if you're an adult and you knew that these were tough to, and someone like you where your kid, my kid's not old enough now because he's just 7 months, but your kid is old enough that she could have been disappointed.
Yeah, and that's the thing is I think I have more of a personal, it hurts me more to see that is because to see my reaction. Go on Facebook and see my reaction to my daughter really enjoy this.
Yeah.
I'd hate to see a parent that was working that morning and was not able to, and they wouldn't be able to give their kid that,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's just
Yeah,
scummy.
and it is, and this is stuff, and we don't try to get too. We don't try. We're not a podcast where we get yelly
Yeah.
or we get real bent out of shape on
No.
stuff. But this is something worth noting because, even I'm never one to name names. I just think that's childish. We're
Yeah.
adults. But I personally was like, even in a group, right? Like a Facebook group, local collectors, just kind of in there casually. And if someone like that runs the Facebook group that knows that, that we're going to be collectors, like looking at this, and you see Craigslist, and then you find that an admin, an admin or whatever, a moderator for the group is scalping at a high level, you're going to call him out on that. And even if you call, and that's what you ended up doing, Shane, that's what got me out. So you called him, you called this person out on it, and you posted like, really, dude? And you just did a screen cap of it, and then it was deleted. So do you know what then I did? I immediately just left the group. That's so, how old are we?
Yeah. I mean, and probably after this podcast, I'll probably get kicked out of it, but that's fine. I mean, it is just a Facebook group. Who cares? But it's just the simple fact of just, you're supposedly a collector. You're not helping people out. And you can do what you want with your money and everything like that, but it's just scummy.
Yeah, exactly. So you can be a collector and not help collectors, but if you're going in a Facebook group and, we help each other and we trade and we sell and we do this, at the end of the day, it's really fun to be like a giving person, right?
Here's another thing. I sell video games. I sell, I buy big bundles and I sell off of that.
Yeah,
but
you
that's
sell
a little
more
bit
than
different.
The other Adam and I, I'd say for sure.
I mean, I spend time going to find those or talking to people and figuring out and then cleaning them and doing all sorts of things. When you're scalping like this, you're just going in knowing that's what you're going to do. Yeah. And I think that's just, I mean, you're not going to collect one. You're just going to go make a profit off it. I think that's, when I buy a big bundle, my first thing is like, what can I keep out of this? Or what don't I have? I'm super excited to get new things. And I'm like, and if I can sell the other things and get them for free, awesome.
Yeah, recoup money. Do what you want for sure.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, something like this that is in demand, what happened with the NES, and you are a collector and a collector, that the big part was the second thing. Like if you're going to do that, at least hide it, right? Because you expect them to hide it. Like, I honestly think everybody's not going to do that. And we have scalpers among us, sure. But if you're going to do it in a place where you're going to kind of get called out on it, and then when you
expect to get called out on it,
and then when you get called out on it, and then you delete that post of getting called out, and you're also someone that complains about the good and bad about collecting. Are you kidding?
Yeah, get real.
So anyway, it's that's our take on that. Like, do what you want. You're your own person. But if you are in a place where you are considered to be kind of some authority of something and you're holding a group of collectors.
Or I've even seen YouTube people that have they're scalping. And I'm like, I'm done with you. Unsubbed. I mean, I'm done. Yeah. Like, it's just scummy.
Yeah. This is different than, going and finding a copy of a $500 game in the wild, finding it at a garage sale and then going, that's not scalping. That's totally different. This is something that, on the flip side of it, there was another guy in another group, again, not naming names, this is a good thing.
I mean, this is multiple groups. It just isn't one group. I mean, I'm in another group that another person did it, and then, they have stacks of them. Like, I had one guy in one group I'm in, had 6 of them. Yeah. That is just dirty.
Yeah.
You're there using it for trade and stuff like that. I mean, I would love to be able to trade if, like Adam, I was going to see if he wanted to do a trade and give him like a $90, $100 game, just because then I wouldn't have to spend cash. He would have got a game he wanted, but I had to have it that day. So, I mean, if you want to trade it and do stuff like that, I mean, that's a little bit better way to handle it, or, help somebody out.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just, it's a small community.
Yeah.
Expect to be accountable for some of the stuff you do. And maybe those people don't care. That's the other side of it. Some people maybe don't care about perception and don't care what they think. And at the end of the day say, hey, this is what I do to get my money and whatever. So we're not going to change anybody's mind, and that's not the point of it. It's just kind of at least saying where we're at on the situation of it, and what we think is something that doesn't help anybody.
No.
And then doesn't help the perception of our community.
Yeah,
it's like,
and then even like, I think they made enough. Like, there's going to be people complain about there wasn't enough made. There was enough made.
Sure.
If everybody didn't buy 5 of them, we'd have been just fine.
Yeah.
So don't go blaming Nintendo this time around. I mean, they do lots of dumb business stuff.
Well, not yet. How about that? Not yet, because we've yet to see how they stock it. But they do say there's going to be more.
Yeah.
Hopefully, everybody out there that gets one wants one. Real quick, what do you? So I got to play this thing.
Yeah.
I'm just like, it's so funny. Everybody says this, and it is true. It's in my hand. This thing is tiny.
Yes, so tiny.
Everybody says that. And what I was expecting and what is true, it is really 1-to-1 tiny.
Yeah.
It's like a scale model of it. It feels like it. The buttons feel like it.
Yeah.
Okay, there's this really minute spring inside the two flip switches that if you barely tap it, you'll hear a little ding, 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 and that's there.
Yeah.
And the eject button doesn't work because it's not ejecting anything. That was another funny thing. I'd read people's unboxings and they're like, well, a really bad aspect is the card slot doesn't open and the eject button doesn't work.
What are you going to do in there? Hide some bubble gum?
Exactly.
Come on,
why
man.
is it supposed to work? And they're like, I bet they save money. It's like, well, why would you create a mechanism
That's going to break and then they can return it? I mean, come on, man.
creating a mechanism for something that doesn't work? It's like
Yeah.
an ashtray on the outside of a skyscraper or something.
Yeah.
Like what you could do that,
Yeah.
sure, person, but
Yeah.
what is the point of that?
Yeah, no point at all.
But I ended up
What games did you play on it?
Okay, so I love that you can. Okay, so obviously the big ticket thing is Star Fox 2.
Yeah.
and you can unlock Star Fox 2 by playing the first level of Star Fox 1, which I think is a fun little thing to do.
Yeah.
and it does a fun thing when you it does a fun animation when you
Yeah.
actually accomplish
Yeah,
that feat.
it makes you
and
feel
beat
really
the
good.
first
Yeah.
level. Yeah, and then it like shows you like, oh, it's unlocked, and it's like this game that you've never played before. I'll just quickly talk about that. We picked this for our Video Game Book Club pick I did for the Super Nintendo about 5 or 6 episodes back, and I wanted to see what the differences were.
Yeah.
It is very similar, but it actually does play better.
Yeah.
So I would say,
I
obviously,
think it looks better too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a lot cleaner. I mean, not so. Man, it's hard to play the first one, man.
Yeah.
It's very hard to play.
I actually really like the first one.
No, the first one's good. I mean, it is, but there's some technical stuff. It's like
It's later in the system.
Yeah.
They knew what they were doing
Yeah.
more. They were still using
Yeah.
the Mode 7,
Yeah.
whatever. I felt like it was harder than the ROM was, even though you can pick the difficulty level.
Yeah.
We won't go into the detail because we already did that on this game. But the differences I noticed was that it does run a little bit better.
Yeah, it does. Definitely.
Just
Yep.
better, meaning like a little, like
Yeah.
an extra frame or
Yeah.
two.
Yeah.
But it's still a Star Fox game. And something else we pointed out. So there have been people reviewing this game as if it's a new game, which
yeah,
is really
that's
funny.
Weird.
So
Yeah.
this game, Star Fox 2, is kind of getting canned out there for whatever reason. Like IGN, GameSpot, these new video game, these new reviewers, and the reviewers who, are like not even as old as the game is itself.
They're still in their diapers.
Yeah, they're reviewing this game and giving it like a 5 out of 10, and they're like, well, even into place and it's like, how are you trying to review a 2-year-old
Yeah.
game at this point? Now.
To me, if you take in the effect of also the first one to the second one, I think it's so much better. I mean, it looks so much better.
Well, it's a
like,
good
how would you
sequel.
not get? Yeah, how would you not give it better?
The differences are not as big as like Super Mario 1 to 2 or 2 to 3, but they take, obviously Super Mario Brothers 3 fundamentally is a better game than Super Mario Brothers 1. What carries that in is nostalgia factor, which that has for me with Star Fox. I'm a Star Fox fan. I
mean,
like
we got
Star
nostalgia
Fox.
glasses on for it. For
Yeah,
sure.
and we ran the tournament in the convention
Louis,
that we
yeah.
had in St. Louis. I played in the competition, the weekend competition when I was a little kid.
Yeah, I mean, we're big fans, but
yeah, Star Fox spoke to me. But anyway, so I think it's worth it just for Star Fox 2.
Yeah.
And I think Star Fox 2 is good, and I won't go into too much more detail about it. But I just thought it was
let
funny that
people experience
people were
that.
like,
Yeah.
well, this game isn't playing. It's like, dude, it's a
Well,
retro game, and
yeah.
all it's like someone who reviews action movies has to review then Citizen Kane when they don't like Citizen Kane or
Yeah.
any classic films.
Yeah.
Like, you get what you get from that. But the other games I played, of course, I did Super Mario World just to see how it plays.
I watched my brother-in-law play. It was sort of hilarious because he doesn't play video games, so he's
really?
trying to hold. He wasn't holding down the button at first. I'm like, hold down the button. He's like, oh yeah, and then he
To run?
Yeah, to run, and then
Yeah.
everything just started clicking for him, and it's like, but my sister-in-law tried to play also. Oh boy,
Not very well.
not very well at
Yeah.
all. Stick to Super Mario Brothers 3, I think was.
Oh, okay.
I want to get them a NES Classic because they're huge Dr. Mario fans. They play like every other night against each other. Like,
Cool.
Yeah. So,
Very cool.
but
Yeah, Super Mario Brothers introducing Yoshi. What else did I play? I like that you can order the games in order the year they came out,
that's
or genre, or
Yep.
2-player. Of course, I couldn't play any 2-player. I should have done something with my wife because I showed her what it was, and it was funny. I was like, she thought it was a new system, and I was like, because she didn't play She played like computer growing up. She didn't have consoles or whatever. So the Super Nintendo, like I showed her the box and say, "What is this?" She wouldn't know initially what the heck it was, but she thought it was really cool. And she like glanced over and checked it out. But I only ended up playing like 4 or 5 games. I hadn't gotten through all of them. Contra was pretty good.
Yeah, Contra. I played Super Ghosts and Ghouls. I love that game.
You like that?
So hard.
It is hard.
That double jump though, and that's great. It's a great aspect to it compared to the NES version. So.
Yeah. So I ended up playing that one too, and I was the same way. I thought it was hard.
You have to learn the patterns on that, what the enemies are going to do.
Yeah.
Like, it's very pattern driven.
I don't think I got through the first level before I died. And of course, I was just like hopping through all the games. Oh, we have to talk about like the save state thing. Very
That's
cool.
awesome.
I'm sure that's in the first one. I'll find out when I pop the old regular NES open. But the save state thing is really neat.
Yep.
Some people complain that the only way you can reset the game is by hitting the reset button. I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
that's
I'm fine with it.
You
That's
know
what
why?
you had to do back in the day.
That's what you had to do back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
People say, I wish it would add, I wish it was wireless. I wish it was this. I wish it was that. They had to find the line of being true to what this thing is.
Because what happens if you mess up the wireless controllers and they're not good and they're not responsive? A lot of those games are Twitch. I mean, you have to be on point.
Yeah.
I mean, that would just kill that system. I mean, I wouldn't want to play that thing if it was just crap.
And if you wanted a wireless controller, they're going to make something.
They'll make something. They'll make an off-brand. So there you go. Spend extra money and you could get it.
Are the same size. Play great.
Oh yeah, the controller's the exact same size. Same. They feel exactly the same.
So another cool thing is you can mess with the video settings.
Yeah.
And most of the time, I don't like adding CRT scan
I don't
lines.
either.
Well, most of the time I don't. What I was going to say was I did it and I actually liked it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't
they
like
do
it.
pixel perfect, which is they square everything off and make every pixel like a perfect square because they're technically not on the. So you can do like classic mode where it just looks really clean. You can do pixel perfect mode, and then you can do CRT scanline mode. And I did CRT scanline mode, which a lot of people don't like for whatever reason. I actually liked it because sometimes the CRT scan lines don't match up for where the scan lines are the way you remember them as a kid. But for whatever reason, maybe the size of the screen I was using, because I was only using like a 16-inch monitor that was HD. And it ended up like I liked it because it was the way I remembered. I played F-Zero for a long time. I played F-Zero
too. Yep.
So the reason I wanted to play that was I used to do time trials of F-Zero with a buddy of mine growing up.
I remember you talking about this, and that made me want to play time trials because I was bumping into the stupid cars, and I was just like, the only thing I was worried about, not what place I finished, not how fast my laps were. So I was like, I want to do time trial.
Yeah. And F-Zero is a Mode 7 game where the time trials, you don't have to worry about bots.
Yeah.
And I would always play the first level with the pink car because it's the fastest top speed and try to beat my high level. And I forgot, or my top score, or my low score, whatever.
Yeah,
the fastest lap.
Fastest lap.
That's what I'm trying to say. And I remember what my fastest lap was after like going through it a couple times. So see if you can beat my score with the pink on the very first level time trial. It was 2:06.79
Total time?
Yeah, total time. My first time I went through it was like 2:13, 2:10, 2:08, but 2:06, and it's so fun because I remember doing that as a kid. I ended up going through an actual Grand Prix, and I think it was the first time ever in my life where I actually placed enough to beat it because it's one of those where you go through a lap.
Yeah, each lap it kicks it down. So 10th, 8th, 7th, as you go the next lap.
Yeah, then it says retire or whatever. And if you jump off the lap, you die too, or out of the
arena
track. Yeah. And I actually was able to get like first place or second place in that, in the whatever. I don't know how you can beat that game on like expert. Yeah. It is just so hard because if you barely touch a car, like you said, you go flying into the side.
Messes up your time and everything.
But I didn't get to play any of the other games. What did you play? Any of the others? Like
Super
they've got
Mario.
RPGs on there. And
I was about to start Earthbound the other night, but then I ended up doing our pocket pick instead. I turned off Earthbound. I was like, I can't start this now. No way.
No.
So, Super Ghosts and Ghouls, F-Zero, Super Mario World. Did the Star Fox so I can unlock it, played it a little bit. Now that's pretty much what I played. I didn't get too deep. Street Fighter with my daughter, Super Mario World. Well, that's about it. Oh, Mario Kart. Played Mario Kart.
Oh, okay. I
Yeah.
didn't play that one.
She struggled with Mario Kart, so
Okay.
yeah, which it was tough because it's like
First one's pretty tough.
Yeah, it's pretty tough. You get stuck on those walls. So
Yeah, and
but
in
I
her
would just try.
defense, she's what, 4?
Yeah, 4.
Yeah,
yeah.
so-
I would just circle around her so that she could see me and stuff, and she still got a kick out of it. So it was
Good.
cool.
Good, yeah. And I think I already said I played Contra, and I
Yeah.
didn't play that one before. That's really good.
Yeah.
That Contra is a lot like the heat-seeking gun and everything.
Yeah,
that was
the guns
really-
are nice. I did
Yeah.
actually play that just a little bit.
Yeah, it's the first time I played a Contra where it felt like this is kind of the transition. It was Contra / Metal Slug.
Yeah.
But really good game.
Yeah, it was a good game.
Yeah, I really
Solid
liked
game.
it. So, we're not saying anything that hasn't been said before about this thing, but it came out, so we wanted to mention it. We all
Yeah.
got one. Hopefully all our listeners got
Yeah.
one.
Don't pay the scalpers. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
They're going to make more.
Yeah, they're definitely going to make more.
Hey, let's talk about Days of the Future Past.
Yeah, Days of Future Past, our segment, which we totally came up with that name.
Yep.
We didn't find that from a movie franchise or anything like that.
Anything like that.
Days of Future Past, we just talk about some gaming news that came out within the same time period,
Yep.
except years and years ago. We'll just do 2 quick ones real quick because we're running low on time. Shane needs to get back. 2007... So we're talking 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. It was 10 years ago.
Yeah.
That long ago. I thought it was like 2008. They stopped Nintendo Power.
Yes. Ooh, R.I.P.
Yeah.
That was
rest in
great.
peace. I never
Yes.
had it. Our other video game dad, Adam, has the
Full
whole
set. Full set. Yeah.
Yeah, which goes
I've got
for about
some.
$50,000. I'm just kidding. I don't know.
$1 million.
$1 million. That's not a lot of money nowadays. That movie's good. Holds up pretty well. So Nintendo Power came out. The other thing, in 1993, this week, September 9th, 93, Mortal Kombat
Yes.
came out for the home consoles.
Ooh.
That arcade game.
Yes, that dirty arcade game.
Joe Lieberman to this day turns left and right, scowls in the air, shakes his fist.
You Mortal Kombat.
Violence. What is it? The Johnny Cage punching in the groin, right? Or no, he does the uppercut. Yeah. So that created quite a stir. I remember that was the first time Genesis to me was the thing to get because
Yeah.
Super Nintendo
Nintendo.
had no blood.
Yep.
When Kano pulls out the heart, it is a gray heart.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Whoops. Whoopsie.
Oh yeah, yep. See,
I think that was on 2 though. Well, that wasn't on 1.
I think so. I think
Yeah,
you're right. But now in like every other one since then.
Yeah. Yep.
The new games are really good. I have Mortal Kombat XL for the PS4. I just haven't popped it in. I got it on sale. It was $10.
Yeah. Can't beat that.
Yeah, I just
Heard it's
haven't-
great.
I heard it's great too. That's the one to get if you get Mortal Kombat XL because it has all the characters.
Yeah, they got
on the
like Jason
disc.
Voorhees and all these crazy characters, don't they? All
Yeah.
the DLCs on there.
Yeah, it has all of them. That one is like super duper pudding and pie. But anyway, we'll just do those 2 quick ones. Nostalgia lane. I almost got a Mortal Kombat 2 arcade cabinet once.
Ooh.
I wish I would have gotten it.
Yeah, that'd be a good one to have.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
very
done with
cool looking.
I'm done with arcade cabinets. We look around. I've got
Yeah.
my couple down here, but like X-Men and
They're
Turtles. Those are the big ones I wanted.
They're heavy.
They are. You know what's funny? I had a guy. This is kind of tooting my own horn. We were gonna play. A buddy of mine lives in St. Louis. Came over and we played on this MAME arcade thing, basically.
Yep.
So I have a couple arcades, but then I have a multi arcade,
Uh-huh.
just because I was like, got to do it. I think we talked about it before. And I went through and he's like, dude, we could play anything you want. Do you remember like playing any games? And his brain, like, he remembers the arcades, but he remembers them as a normal person.
Yeah.
Which is like kind of. I played this one, I played that one, Street Fighter. So it was funny. He was like, which ones do you want to play? He's like, what about X-Men? And I said, dude, turn around. I have that
Over there.
I have that already. Like, pick something that I don't have. He was like, what about Ninja Turtles? So the 2 games he picked, which made me feel good.
Well,
like,
that's
those
good,
are the
though.
popular.
Yeah,
those are the popular ones.
Yeah, those are popular.
Which
picks.
is funny. We ended up playing like Baseball Stars for the Neo Geo. He never
Yeah.
played it before. He's like, this
Oh,
is
really?
fun.
Yeah.
He wanted
Neo
to play.
Geo stuff's great.
Yeah, and he's like, God, we could play this all the time. I played it. I was like, dude, yeah, this thing kicks
Yeah,
that.
that's the way to go on arcade machines.
It's always fun to show off your arcades to people. But anyway, where were we going at? That is
Days of the Future
That is
Past.
mainly our Days of the Future Past. Let's real quickly segue to our next segment. Shane?
Handheld holla.
Yeah. Yeah, did you hear those horns that I put in that I haven't put in yet? So we're just looking at each other all
looking at each
crazy,
other all
but they're
weird.
in there making me edit. Our handheld holla is brought to you by Steve in Ohio. He won our segment. We did not have a name for this, and so he got back to us and let us know. We said, hey, we'll plug anything. If your listener suggestion for this name of this segment gets picked, you get 5 episodes of hawking whatever you want or doing whatever. And he's funny because he really likes the podcast and the way we're doing things. Steve in Ohio wrote us an email. I'll just kind of jump through it really, really quick. Really glad to hear Shane's back on the podcast. Awesome to hear everything's going well with him and his family. Sorry, we'll get to the other emails from you guys at the next our next episode. You guys nailed it with Shane's intro with the sound effects. Awesome. So he ended up saying for our 5-star, I would like to follow the same idea. He loves our commercials, Mousetrap, double mint gum, and now this time, what would we do? Would we juicy fruit?
Juicy fruit. Yeah.
I used to be a big wrestling fan. Not so much nowadays, but I love me some intros for wrestlers. So his idea is to pick 5 intros from wrestlers for our little segment. So
heck yeah.
Yep, our handheld.
I'm down with that. I used to watch some wrestling. Wrestle.
Yeah, so I probably will already have thrown it in before we talked about it, so you would have heard one already, or maybe I'll throw it in right now.
Self-high five.
All right, and then he wanted to pick Diamond Dallas Page, the Self Hi-Fi, The Rock, the 2000 theme, the NWO Black theme, and John Cena. I love the whole
when they call.
Cena. The time is now. So those are his picks. We're going to just pick them randomly. I don't know which one I picked. Probably maybe the first one, Diamond Dallas. I don't know. Yeah.
Self-high-five.
Yeah. So we'll do that. Dusty Road. So you will hear wrestling themes. We're not. We don't know a lot about wrestling. We're not. I don't keep up with it now.
No.
I
Absolutely
used to.
not.
I totally used to, but I fell
Absolutely
out
not
of it.
now.
But anyway, our handheld holla segment is just where we want to tell you about a game that we enjoy that is a handheld game, and that's about it. We just ones that we recommend for you guys to play because we wanted to give our handheld portable system some love. What is your pick, Shane?
Super Dodgeball Advance.
Nice. Tell me about it.
So it's basically it's pretty much the NES game.
Yeah.
Recycled again, but just better graphics, better sound. I mean, better everything, better moves. A little bit deeper.
Cool.
I wouldn't say just more options to pick from. There's no real story
Kind
or
of
anything.
the sprites look like the River City Rampage guys.
Yeah, it plays like that. So if you ever played you double tap forward and you go really fast and you could jump over the line and hit people or throw it to your buddy and you could catch it. I mean, it's like dodgeball, except for the crazy aspects. Like this one gets really crazy, which throws me off a little bit. I sort of like the original NES one a little bit better because because it's more basics moves like Sidewinder and stuff like that, or slow down and then go super fast. This one sort of does like
more power moves.
They'll rain from the sky and all this crap will happen.
Nice.
And, there's tons of other stuff that happen, but I recommend it, and it's only a $5 game, so pick it up.
Yeah. I own this one too. I picked it up. I think I picked it up in Philadelphia when I went to that game store. I got it for hardly anything. It's not super common, but I think because maybe it's a remake of an old game, people don't really play it. But I never played Super Dodgeball as a kid, but that's a great pick because that is a good game.
Good game.
All right. So
what do you got?
All right. For my handheld holla pick, I wanted to recommend to our listeners a game called EA Replay for the PlayStation Portable, PSP. So EA Replay is a compilation.
Nice. Can't go wrong with those.
Yeah, it is a really cool compilation because it is the reason why I picked it mainly. I think they've got like 7 or 8 games in it. The reason I wanted to suggest it is it has Mutant League Football on it.
You can't beat that.
Yeah.
Man, that's one of my favorite football games of all time.
Yeah, so it's got others like Wing Commander, Desert Strike, Road Rash.
Oh, Road Rash is awesome.
Syndicate. All these are great games.
Yeah.
But like playing Mutant League Football on anything but a Sega Genesis is difficult.
Yeah.
But what's great about this is you get on the PSP, this disc, this compilation is super cheap.
Yeah.
It's like a bargain bin one. You can find this for $5 in a video game store.
Yeah.
On eBay shipped.
Yeah.
You can get it for like $6 maybe. But
if I had
has
a PSP, I'd be down with this.
Yeah, so I really wanted to recommend it. It's called EA Replay for the PlayStation Portable, but mainly because it's got Mutant League Football on there.
Yeah.
Mutant League Football is an arcade-style football game
Yeah.
that is what it sounds. It's done by mutants.
But
that
still plays sort of like football. But
it plays like Madden.
Yeah, it plays
The
pretty
old
much
Madden,
the old Madden,
the good
yeah.
Madden.
Yeah, mhm.
Yeah. It basically plays like Madden, but like there's a lot of like humor in it.
Yes.
There's a
You
lot
can
of like,
bribe the ref.
yeah,
and
bribe the
everything.
ref, trash talk. Yeah, and when you bribe the ref, you basically can like explode the other team and
Yeah.
like kill, like
Take out their best player and everything.
Yeah, you
Oh,
can basically beat the game by literally killing the other team because they're mutants, so
Yeah.
they could get away with like more violence.
fall off the stage, get sucked into outer space, or
Yeah.
hit spikes and stuff. Oh, so great.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That you
great.
talk about the outer space football field.
Yep.
Is it's so great because when you you just fly and he yells when that happens. So you get sucked into a black hole. He goes. "Roar."
Yeah. Each one has a different sound when you do that too.
Oh,
So,
really?
yeah. They're different sounds. Yeah.
Yeah, I always like the spinny guys because they were fast.
Yeah. The coaches when they talk. Rah, 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 rah. Yeah. That's
It's
great.
kind of like what is it? Charlie Brown's mom.
Yeah, sort of like that.
Except more evil.
Yeah, more evil.
Yeah, but anyway, so that is my handheld Hala pick. So we have EA Replay. Check it out for the PSP if you have that system. It's a game to look for if you're looking for some games, and then also Super Dodgeball.
Yep.
Sounds like for the GBA.
Yay. Yep.
All right, moving on. So wrapping up, did you have any time to play anything else?
Just the Super Nintendo, the Mini.
And you got rid of your Xbox One, so you couldn't play like Cuphead.
Yes, Cuphead came out, and I'm so disappointed I can't play it. But I just didn't see the point of holding on to an Xbox One when that would be the only game I would play.
Yeah. So Cuphead is an old like 1930s style cartoon
Yeah,
game. This is a
old-
game
yes,
you should
it looks
listen.
so good.
You should look up videos of this because like people who see this like
Yeah.
never anything like it. I'm
No,
sure this is going to
it's-
win a bunch of Game of the Years.
Yeah, something.
It evidently is great. I don't have an Xbox One.
it's only $20 too. You
could
can play
get
it on Steam also.
You
so
can get it on PC. So
Yep.
if you're a PC gamer and for some reason you haven't heard of this,
Yeah.
you're living under a rock. I highly doubt it. But Cuphead is a very tough
platformer,
Run-
sort of like Contra.
kind of a run and gun
Yeah.
platformer that is similar to Contra,
yeah.
sure. But it is evidently great. I've seen gameplay video of it. I'm just hoping that within the next year or two, it's going to come out for PS4. That what came out. Reggie, I think we shouted him out before. Radical Reggie messaged me and he told me about this game called The Girl and the Robot for PS4.
Yeah.
I just ordered that. It came. I haven't played it yet.
Yeah.
But shout out to him. He recommended that because he knew I love Eco and Dreamfall: The Longest Journey. Dreamfall: Longest Journey. It's kind of a mix between Dreamfall and Eco. Anyway, it's called The Girl and the Robot. It's only like $16. It's on PS4. Really cool style. It's kind of one of those where you have to like what is it when you kind of have a partner in the game that you kind of keep from getting attacked
Yeah.
while you escort mission
Escort
type
mission stuff,
but
yeah.
in a way that's not frustrating. That seemed like a really cool game. Another downloadable game I played called Human Fall Flat
Cool.
was really, really cool. I really recommend that. That was on sale on PSN. A super surprise. It's a puzzle platformer. But anyway, it's called Human Fall Flat. It is super peaceful, super fun. I played it for 5 hours. I
Nice.
stayed up way too late
Yeah.
playing it, and it's
Paying for it.
yeah, it's like but it's what's neat is like there's no enemies there. It's an open world puzzle platformer, and you're about the dimensions of a toddler. My wife calls it the funny toddler game. It's kind of like Octodad. So if you liked, just throwing this out there, very specific group. If you liked Octodad, it's like that without the terrible controls.
Yeah.
But it has different control. Octodad is funny because the controls are terrible.
Yeah.
Each trigger is a tentacle and you kind of fall through the stage. This is like that kind of concept where each arm you have to like lift up to pull yourself
Yeah.
up, but it actually controls really well.
Okay.
And for whatever reason, it was a game that I did not get frustrated, didn't get stuck, but it felt challenging.
Nice.
No one's really played this. That's the only reason I've kind of shouted this out. I saw you can find a quick look of it. I think Giant Bomb did a quick look like a year or two ago when it was only on PS3. So Human Fall Flat, check it out. See if it sounds interesting. I really liked it a ton, and I think if more people played it, they would like it too. But that's mainly it.
Yep.
We've had to kind of wrap this up, go pretty quick. Sorry, this episode couldn't be longer, but that's just time constraints this week.
Got to get back to the kiddos.
Yeah, down a man. We appreciate you coming, Shane.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm glad to be here. Really, really glad to be here.
Yeah, we're happy to have you here too. No big news for my kiddo because he's sleeping.
Yeah.
He's still really good at that. He actually had a fever. His teeth are coming in.
Man.
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
Yeah.
It's tough on the kiddos.
Yeah, it is. It's just like we were wondering, like, why is he so whatever? And I check his temperature with the forehead thing, and it's like his teeth are. That's pretty normal, right?
Yeah.
We have these like frozen teethers, and we give it to him. That's all you can do. But feel for the guy. That must hurt. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
for
remember,
sure.
but I assume it hurt me when I was a kid.
It's got to.
But anyway, thank you so much for joining us. Please leave us a iTunes review. That helps us just get seen. We really appreciate that. Or review anywhere you download this podcast. We are very thankful for you guys and your interactions.
Yes.
Keep them coming. We will read your emails next on the next episode. Sorry, we got to cut this short. Episode 21.
It's in the books.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
If you enjoyed that music, please check out Evan King on Bandcamp for further details, and you can download some for yourself. Thank you.
Bye-bye.